Hey, Redeemer family. Thank you for joining me today on the Daily Word. Today we're going to be in Mark chapter 2. So grab your Bibles and read Mark chapter 2 if you haven't already, and then I'll come back and explain it. Okay? So Mark chapter 2 begins a section, I believe, that spans to the end of chapter 3, where Mark is describing the fact that people just didn't understand who Jesus was. That he doesn't fit any paradigm. He's not like any prophet. He's not like any person that has come before him in the history of the Jewish people. And people just don't get it. And so if you think through chapter 2 and 3, what you have here is you have a healing at the beginning of chapter 2. But again, the Pharisees do not understand what's going on there. There's this back and forth. How can he heal? He's, and he claims to be God. And Jesus shows them that, in fact, he is God by healing that man that was sick. You move from there to they're the sinners that he's eating with. And the Pharisees, again, the religious leaders are like, why is he eating with sinners? What's going on with him? Then from there, you have questions about fasting. And here, Jesus' disciples are supposed to be fasting, the Pharisees say, but Jesus says, no, they're not. There's misunderstanding. And then you get to the end of chapter 2, and there's the question about the Sabbath and his disciples eating on the Sabbath. And there's, again, the religious leaders just don't understand. So Mark is helping us realize that there's a growing tension because people don't really understand who Jesus is, especially the religious leaders. And in fact, by the time you get to chapter 3, verse 6, there is a dark cloud that hangs over the rest of Mark, because 3:6 tells you, okay, there's something awful that's coming to Jesus' life, and that the cloud just begins to grow throughout the rest of the book of Mark. So I want you to hone in here on the last verse in Mark chapter 4. So again, what is Mark trying to get across? Why is it that they don't understand Jesus? They don't understand him because he's God in the flesh, that he is truly God, he is truly human. And they have no paradigm for that. They should have known that from the Old Testament, a passage like Jeremiah 23, 5, and 6. But unfortunately, that wasn't going to compute for them. That was never going to fit what their understanding was going to be when it comes to Jesus. And so you have Jesus say something at the end of chapter 4, where he said, and the Sabbath was made for man, and not man for the Sabbath. So the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath. You and I, we hear that, we just keep moving. The people hearing that in that moment probably thought we should kill him. If he's Lord of the Sabbath, then he is Lord, he is Yahweh, he is God. Here's Jesus proclaiming his lordship, proclaiming the fact that he is divine. Why? Because he is the one who created the Sabbath. He is the one who gives the authoritative interpretation of the Sabbath, not the Pharisees, not the religious leaders, him. Let me ask you, when it comes to what's going on in our world, is Jesus the one giving the interpretation of the events of the world or the events of your life? Are you seeing everything through the fact that he is Lord over all of these things? Does who he is and what he's done, and especially his lordship, the fact that he's king over all of reality, does that impact the way that you're thinking through the decisions that you have this week, the difficulties that you're facing, or how you're looking at the world geopolitically? Is that how you're viewing all things, through the fact that Jesus is Lord? That's what Mark is trying to get across with every single vignette, every single historical occurrence that he retells here. He's all pushing to the same idea. Jesus is Lord. He is the Son of God. He is divine. He is God with skin. And so the question is, do we see all of life? Are we interpreting all of life through the lordship of Jesus? Hope that was helpful. See you tomorrow.